Thank you, Mr. Speaker. First, I'd like to thank the gentleman from York County for proposing this amendment and for all of my colleagues who put in an incredible amount of time working on this issue, knowing how vital it is to many, many of us across the Commonwealth. As most of us, if not all of us in this chamber know, the root cause of the property tax problem that we have is with the educational funding formula. And so while certain parts of the state benefit dramatically because of that flawed formula, there are other parts of the state that now face a crushing property tax problem. And I, for one, have talked to thousands of my constituents, and I've heard the story, just like the previous speaker just mentioned, way too often, where seniors and other people can no longer afford to stay in their home simply because they cannot pay their property taxes. In my humble opinion, Mr. Speaker, that should be unconstitutional. Nobody deserves or should ever lose their home, in many cases homes that have been paid for years, because they cannot pay their property taxes. And so this bill, while not perfect, is a very good piece of legislation that provides significant property tax relief to the many parts of the state that need it, such as the Lehigh Valley, the Poconos, Berks County, South Central PA, and other areas. And just to give you an example of how the three districts that I represent would benefit under this proposal, the total property tax relief for the Bangor School District would be more than $8 million, and a net benefit, once all taxes are accounted for, of more than $2 million. The Nazareth School District will receive over $13 million in property tax relief under this proposal, and a net benefit of over $3 million. And the Easton Area School District will receive $26.5 million in property tax relief under this proposal, and a net benefit of almost $8.5 million. Mr. Speaker, this is a crushing issue for the constituents that I represent. I know it's a crushing issue for many, many of my colleagues, and I would ask for an affirmative vote. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.